Me, guys, I have to invoice my dad every 6 to 8 months with things that he owes me money for. Why? I don't know. But to give me that money back, it's like, oh, but you don't really need the money. Like, you're the oldest. Hello,
I need it.
I still need the money, and it's like
the brother or the sister, just an older person.
Like brother, you're more inclined to give me money.
No, because thing, my sister, sometimes she just doesn't like to do her chores, and it actually like, you know, when something just like grates me, like it's actually annoying. So that's.
Well, I think that a lot of women, especially in the church anyway, are so obsessed with being married, and I just don't understand. Why?
Yeah. Basically her explaining that she used to iron her man's top for him to go out and cheat on her.
Mm-hmm. Being single is hard, and so is being married.
Choose your heart. Me. The baddie in me. Okay, this is so weird. The baddie in.
Are we actually gonna start like this?
How else are we meant to? Oh, how else do we start?
I don't know.
Okay. Why am I nervous?
It feels this feels empty.
It feels so. But this is how it felt when you guys weren't here. It was literally just like,
Lord, please help us today in Jesus' name.
Because we need the help. Hey guys, welcome to the Grey Area podcast. As you can see, when two or more gathered,
empty. Take it with the E. Take it with the F.
Empty.
Yes, the whole couch to myself. Well, for now,
yeah. Maya will be coming. She's just running a little bit late. But Jameen, you know, she kindly sacrificed herself. Sacrificed her time so that we could record today. So she can't make it today, but it's so that the rest of us can be there and make it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I'm leading it today, so I got some juicy topics. Though I get now what you mean, where it's like pressure. No, because it's like
it's a lot.
I need it to make sense, you know. So it's a little bit of a, but yeah. So it's just gonna be the three of us for a bit, and then Maiwa will then join. But let me do the intro. Hey guys, it's Shay.
It's Assy.
Let's go again.
We did that.
Let's go again. Hey guys, it's Shay.
It's Atty.
And last but not least, it's Ope.
Wow. Wow. That was so quick, literally. How was everyone's week? Let's start there.
Do I even remember?
Anything?
No, this week has been a very busy week. I had like my project due, so like I didn't sleep. Like every night I went to bed at like 3 a.m. and I had to wake up at like 5-6 to get to work. So it was just like
much.
Yeah, but so far, actually, I had something I said that I was going to say.
I always have something to say. Why is my mouth just open? Sorry, again.
No.
Go.
Guys, we're getting to the age, because why did my sister...
Cut this conversation already. I don't want to hear it.
Where are we going?
We're getting to the age about what?
Because today, obviously, well, not obvious. I had to take my sister to swimming lessons.
Yeah.
And then I saw, our old geography teacher.
Mr. Simmons?
No, the one that was in the affair.
Oh, Miss. Oh,
this babe with the hips.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Oh, what was her name?
Robinson?
No.
Miss O'Neill?
Miss O'Neill. It was a Miss O'Neill because there was two, and there was that
she
one.
She had dark hair. She was with right? And she was with the IT technician.
Yes,
right,
and you caught her on his lap.
But that's for another day.
It doesn't matter what customer. Anyway,
no, it should be kept. There was enough scandalous affair.
So then now I saw her because I was driving, and I saw her, and then I went up to her. I was like, oh, like, did you teach at Wilmington? And she was like, yeah, good, whatever, moving on. Yeah. So I told Kiki, like, oh, like, you know, my little sister, like, oh, I saw my old teacher, you know, to give her hope of the future.
Yes.
And she was just like, oh, yeah, like, was she proud of you? Whatever. I was thinking, weird question. And then afterwards, she just randomly sighs and goes, and you still don't have a boyfriend.
Okay.
I said,
ow! Ow!
And then she followed it by saying, and your mates are getting married. Guys.
What? Because why would she say that?
This is not her first time doing this. Like, she'll just randomly be like, oh, I'm very worried. Like, you're 24 and you still don't have a boyfriend. Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, me too, I'm worried.
But it's like, calm it down.
Why? No, but can we actually what did you talking about your teacher have to
do with a man?
Where's your boyfriend?
Did she have a baby? Like,
no, she came to drop her kids off at swimming lessons, but it was just like,
because she said for you. She said this is a cause for concern. Like, what's going on? Talk to me heart to heart.
I was just like,
huh?
it was the deep sigh before. Like I was thinking, what happened? And she was like,
Yeah.
he still don't have a boyfriend.
Did she say this to Thingy?
Ore? No, because
not.
she believes Ore has 7 boyfriends.
Okay.
So she's just like,
Oh, she's cool for she's
Yeah.
anyways, I'll put a video if I can find it when she was just like, I have a video of her being like, you don't have a boyfriend.
Oh, so I feel bad for you because you still have a boyfriend in 2024 in 2 days.
So that's why you feel bad for me because I don't have a boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ore said that she has 7+ boyfriends. And then, but that's illegal.
Okay. And like, that's so sad.
No, that's ironic because what were we talking
Yes,
about?
so
the way
When I was on we were talking about on the train, but basically I walked past my like neighbors, like they're new and they have like a little boy and then the other one just turned 14, so like they're pretty young. So I walked past them, he was playing games or something outside and he was just like, oh, like I was walking to go drive somewhere and he was just like, oh, when you come back, bring your children to play with us. I said,
the ghost of
I
Christmas
don't-
past. There's no children.
I said, I don't have children. He was like, no, you do, like the one that lives inside. I said, I
my
am.
sister.
That's my sister.
Did
And
he think that your sister was your
I
child?
think so. And I was just like,
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
But obviously, I was just like, I am the child. But then it was just like wait a minute. I'm an old woman to this boy. He's like 7, and he literally must see me as like adult.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't have children, but he was so convinced that I did. And I was just like, wow, like he actually thinks I have a child, but I'm not even anywhere near to that realm of bearing children. No, but in a sense, I don't want kids till like I'm 30. And that's still
not far.
Calm down. Okay. Calm down. It's a couple of years,
Couple.
Stop.
It is the couple.
But it is.
It
It's
is a
actually
couple.
double a couple than add one. So I actually have time. Thank you. But it was just like, wow, like he actually sees me as like
As a grown up.
old, grown up, and then I'm here just like
chilling
like
in your youth. What happened to you happened to me as well. When I went to Canada and I went to my cousin's house, my cousin was literally like to me, oh no, I think they asked me same like, how old are you? I said my age, and they said, oh, do you have a boyfriend? I said no. They said, oh. That's quite sad. Like,
Yes, kids are so.
shut bold.
The climate is
Because
different.
not too much on me.
But did you feel like that when you were
To be honest, at
like
her
look
age,
at 20? Like, would you not look at 25-year-old and if someone's
Yeah,
just like,
because
oh, you're
25,
gonna be
like,
Calm down.
Because I thought
No, but
I would
we're
have had
basically
children
there.
by now anyway.
I just arrived at my age.
I don't think I wasn't even looking at adults like that. I thought myself I would have had children by now.
Yeah.
I would be married by now.
here we are.
Anyways, I don't want to ponder
Yeah.
this.
No, it's too
It's
much of a
coming.
like.
Do you know what I mean?
My neck starts to feel a bit tight after a while. So actually, let's be the same.
But hello, sorry that your sister had to,
okay.
because it's a wound.
It's fine. Sorry, we practice honesty, so
It's
at
true.
least she's able to.
She
be
felt
honest with me.
comfortable,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly,
tell
to
you
speak
that.
to you about it.
But she should stop.
Keep it to
She should stop now. She should stop there. She should stop. Excuse me.
Anyways.
What about you, Atty? Anything?
No, very blasé week as far as I remember. But then sometimes I think maybe something did happen that I just don't remember. When's the last time we? Last week. Where did I go? Did I go somewhere? Nothing to talk about really.
Okay, well,
How about you?
I got a tattoo. So I got 2 tattoos, guys. I got one on my arm. One, you probably can't see it, but it's
No,
just there.
they can put it in.
They can put it in, and then I got my belly button pierced, and it's just giving like
Shakira.
Rebel.
Shakira rebel. But I told my parents because they always knew I was gonna get one. Yeah, so I went to go do it, and I came back, but it was plastered. They put cling film over it, obviously before, because it can't be exposed. But as soon as you get it, so obviously I go, and then my mom's just sitting in the corner. She's just like, okay, like and she doesn't say anything. I was like, do you wanna see the tattoo? But it's wrapped in the cling film, so I just show her my arm. She's like, why is it so big? I don't like this. This is too much. And I was just like, mother, it's do you know what? Should I get a sleeve? Is that what you want? She's like, she's like, I don't like it. She's just looking at me like, she's just like, I went to go do your belly too. But when I showed her and it was sparkling, she was just, she didn't say anything, and I was just like, it's because you like it. Because if she didn't like it, she would have automatically been like, I don't like it. But she just looked, and I was just like, because you think it's tea. You don't want to admit it, but you like it. But that's her. She's just like, I don't like it. So then the next morning, I'd removed the cling film. And then I go to her and I'm like, do you want to see it properly now that it's out? She's like, oh my days, it's so beautiful. She said, why is my initial so small? I said,
someone that said
I
didn't like it.
swear, literally less than 24 hours ago, you said it was too big. And now you're asking me, why is my initial so small? So I do what you want in it. I think life is worth a living, as Justin Bieber has told us. So do what you want. Who gives a damn what your parents are going to say? Because at the end of the day,
take that with a pinch of salt, though.
No, obviously, look, everyone's relationship with their parents is different. But I know after you've sulked and you're upset and you know you're angry, do we not all continue with our life?
Yeah,
we all move on. We all continue. So I just feel like it's what I wanted, and it looks really nice, and I like it, and I'm very excited, you know, to be outside. It's just giving wow, like the woman that I'm becoming I'm turning 25 this year, so I feel like I'm just. Woo!
You're actually jarring.
Actually not.
Are you right? Do you think that you're like 4 years younger?
Do you know what I mean?
Not
by the way,
much younger than us.
We're literally months apart, like months.
Can you buy the month in the market?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. If that's so, next time don't say Pella to me. Say Epella.
No, because that's Pella. That's what you say.
You better be saying
Pella to me.
I'll call you auntie. Auntie. Don't worry, no problem.
Whatever, man.
But yeah, that was my week. Oppa, you always have too much to say about this age thing.
Sorry.
We need to end this.
No, because you know what it is? When we were in school, it was cool to be the older person.
Yeah, no, it was.
And it wasn't so cool to be the youngest. Right. And now look at life.
Look at life.
So I have to like milk it while I can.
First, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to the grey area. The grey area is an area that's grey. I'm joking. No, it's a place where we're just navigating difficult. Was it?
Blacks, the whites, the
white,
all of them in between.
I don't know what to say. Okay. Start again. Hi guys, welcome back. I don't know what I'm going to say. Okay, let me start again one more time.
Yeah.
That's the grey area. We're going to discuss what it's like having siblings and being the eldest sister. Clink, 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 clink.
On a felly. So basically, I saw a couple of stuff. I feel like because of what we discuss now, actually, we can talk about this. So I saw on like Twitter and stuff, people, and I feel like this always circulates around. Everyone talking about being the eldest sibling and stuff like that.
Oh, we all are here.
But we all are here.
Maya made
us.
So sorry, she made it. It's okay. Don't feel stressed. Don't feel pressure. I understand. Like, I can relate.
Consoling is killing me. It's so tea.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Do you want to do like a show the
this tea bag is so nice.
Yeah,
look at this bag.
Nice.
This is very cute.
It's super cute.
So cute.
Okay, how are we all doing?
Good.
So sorry, I'm late again.
It's okay. You don't need to apologise.
No, I should apologise, innit? But I know
okay.
I'm not a
late
serial
comer.
offender, but I do have to apologise regardless.
We're not all, but the collective for this episode is here. What I was going to say anyways, so I kept seeing on TikTok, and perfect timing, about being the eldest sibling, and we're all eldest siblings here, and my sister's just been like pissing me off recently. Really? So I was just like, I feel like we should not all discuss, but I see stuff like being the eldest sibling, like what does your sibling do like that annoys you, or what do you feel like you over indexing that your sibling like doesn't do, etc. And like the people were saying like, oh, how everyone who has an eldest sibling always wishes the eldest sibling had an older sibling because of the joy of having an older sibling. And I just
so can you repeat that? I don't understand.
In the sense of they were saying
the youngest child
the youngest child sometimes wishes that her eldest sister.
My sister has
hadn't.
never wished for such a thing. So yeah, theoretically, sure.
Or even like an older sibling wishing.
I wish every
elder
single day.
I wish
But
I had
yeah.
an older brother.
Same. I wish I had
Bro,
an
I
older
don't give a
brother,
toss if
older
it's a brother,
sister.
if it's a sister.
Just an
I
older
know.
Because I feel like
person.
with a brother, you're more inclined to give me money.
No, because it's true. It's true.
That's
It's
fair.
true.
Like, when I think about my older cousins that men, like they're more likely to drive me here,
Yes.
give me money, just
Help
make me
out.
feel like a lady. I don't want to be the bearer of all news.
Because it's
I
actually
actually
the bearer, the financial bearer, the emotional bearer, the physical
emotional
bearer, all of the bearer. You must be. So I just thought it'd be interesting to. This is one of my topics, anyways. I
That's
just
a
thought
good
it'd be like a
topic.
cool topic to discuss. We can start with what they're doing that's pissing me off. Because my sister, if you're watching this, we had this whole thing. My sister, sometimes she just doesn't like to do her chores, and it actually like. You know when something just like grates me, like it's actually annoying, because my mum would be like, Shane told her, like, can you do this for me? And I'm just like, I'm sorry, am I the only one living in the household?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that is physically able to do the chores? I don't think so. And so there was this time where we'd be like, well, it still happens, but we split the chores. So it'd be like, my sister does the living room and no,
do upstairs.
I do the living room, and then my sister will do like the bathroom and like upstairs. That's how we split it. But the thing that was starting to jar me, is like my sister uses the living room the most, and she'll leave her stuff everywhere. I can't clean it. Like she has all these like toys and like action figures and stuff like that. She's really into gaming and all that stuff. I'm trying to move one action figure there. There's like 10 other ones. Everything is just doing like it's too much. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Like if the living room needs to be cleaned, my sister has to do it. Why am I cleaning over something that my sister spends the most time in? And when she'll clean the bathroom, guys, from morning till night, she'll be scrubbing, toiling away. When I go into the bathroom, does it look like
it's been cleaned?
It's just giving.
Any dancers?
It's giving. I can see it, and I feel the thing that annoys me.
You can see your mother shining
through. And I hate the fact because my sister's like 5 and a bit years younger than me, and it's just like, you know when sometimes people talk about like the sibling sister relationship, like on my days with my sister, I'm so close and stuff like that. I feel like because my parents, and maybe not intentionally or intentionally, I don't know, but I think it was obviously unintentional. I felt like such a parent to my sister growing up. I feel like it alters the relationship that we have now. I feel like we're obviously still cool.
It's so weird that you've brought this up now because literally I'm not talking to my sister at the moment. Like if you listen to this, and she knows how we're arguing, we have the same argument over and over and over again about the same stuff, and it's the same thing in that like my parents won't talk to my sister about things. Like she will do wrong and they'll just be like, that's just how she is, you have to leave her. But I'm like, no, because if she's going to be a decent human being, you need to tell her that she can't do certain things, or like you have to like teach her how to talk to people. And a big thing I'm serious about is learning how to talk to people. I take it very seriously. Like I 100% believe that how you say what you're saying is just as important as what you're saying, right? My sister, one thing about her, it's like when she's angry and like you won't even know why she's mad. She's just mad. She's mad at the world. But I'm the only one she talks to in a certain way because I'm her sister. I'm her older sister. She can't talk to her parents like that. My youngest sister is 12. She's not gonna talk to her like that.
Yeah.
She doesn't talk to her friends like that. I'm the only person that ever receives that like anger or whatever. Cool. So I say cool. It's not cool. Fine. So she'll be like talking out her neck to me is what I say. Like you're talking outside of your neck to me, and I'll be like, you can't talk to me like that. You literally just cannot talk to me like that. So I'll just stop. I will stop talking to her. Like, as in, I'll be moving around the house in silence. Everyone will know there's something going on, but because nobody wants to talk to her, they'll just want to come to talk to me. I'm like, you're talking to the wrong person. Like, I'm not the cause of this issue, this dilemma, whatever. Like, it can't be that you've left your laundry in the machine. I'm saying, can you grab your laundry so that we can all use the machine? You're yelling at me. And then it's, Maya, you need to just know that that's how she is. Is it? Swear. Cool, me too. You'll learn how I am. And I just will not talk to anybody in the house for days. And everybody will understand because, like, the weirdest thing I think being the oldest, especially daughter, is that you are the glue in your family. Like whether you like it or not,
God,
there's no
I
choice.
can write an essay about this.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not even ready to get into it.
Let's
And
start.
the thing is, like, I know people will come on and tell me like, oh, like we don't hear word when it comes to older siblings, but it's like,
but you won't.
You won't hear word because unless you get it, you don't get it. Like, and like having to be that glue factor means that I'm not allowed to be upset or even have like frustration at when people. saying that, it's like being an emotional punching bag for everyone. Like when people are upset, not necessarily even at you, but it's like, oh, they're frustrated at somebody else in the family, or they're frustrated at someone else that's going on. When you get to a certain age, especially, they come to you.
Everyone, the family, your parents, and your siblings.
If you have a big family, extended family, they want to talk to you about it, or they'll expect you to be the one to like the point of resolution. And then when you're actually upset, it's like, get over it. Like you need to move on.
Because it's actually,
I need to talk my shit because that just reminded me. But I don't want to air out too much. No, business. But basically, that just reminded me about being the glue. I remember basically, there was a time where my sister wasn't going to university anymore. She decided she didn't want to. She was going to take some time out, or maybe just leave. Cool, no problem. There was a bunch of stuff that's just been going on recently and for some time. But obviously, if like a family friend hears about different things that are happening, they only know the surface.
Yeah.
They don't know all the things that are actually happening. So there's no way that you can comment on it. But I remember one of my family friends it was my sister's birthday, and she was on the phone and she was saying happy birthday to my sister, and she said she wanted to speak to me. So I spoke to her and she said to me, oh, why are you letting your sister drop out or decide to stop?
Why am I?
You know, the type of person I am, I'm the type of person I feel like I have a lot on my mind, but I might not show it. And then I'm an emotional person in the sense of, like, the emotion is not, how do I explain? I'm not explaining it well. I can't explain it, so let's just move on. But in the sense that, like, I'll be angry, but I'm not going to do anything about it. But I get annoyed and irritated quickly, but I don't get angry.
Same. Yeah.
The fury I felt like, because like you said about being the glue, it's like, I'm trying to help my mum, I'm trying to help my sister, I'm trying to be that middle person, and for you to come to me and tell me that why don't I stop my sister from dropping out or whatever, when you don't even know half of the situation that's going on, like, and that's something that happens often, that type of thing, like, oh, why are you letting your sister do this, or can you help in this way? And it's like, I'm also trying to live my life
as well,
and if my life is falling apart, I don't know how much I can help you as well, and help everybody else as well. So it's like, I think that's just, it comes with the role. Unfortunately.
No, exactly that. I don't know. I just feel like that anger thing as well. I've noticed that a lot of, because I'm friends with a lot of other oldest daughters. Like, I don't know, we just gravitate towards each other. And I've noticed a similar thing in terms of anger. Like, a lot of us are very, very slow to anger.
I'm quick to irritation.
I'm quick to irritation,
but anger is like, it's so rare for me to like shout or like my sister is a very like, when she gets mad, like it's actually wild. Like I literally, I'm like, cool it down, calm down. Bro. But for me, it'll be like build up after build up after build up, and then suddenly it's like I have an outburst and I'm pissed, and then everyone's just like, oh, like Chantal, like what's wrong, whatever. Or like I'll have a like sometimes I'm trying to think, for example, like when like uni like happened, and we were in placement year, I could not guys, for the life of me, I could not find a job. I searched high and I searched low. I ended up working in a hardware store, but like the anxiety and build up and everything that's happening for time, it was just kind of like I just keep it pushing. It's like I can't complain because my sister has other stuff going on, my parents have stuff going on, so I just keep pushing. Something will happen, I'm irritated, keep it pushing. People ask me, oh, what you can do, I don't know, but I keep it pushing until suddenly it was like, it's just like an all-consuming overthrowing emotion of just like I can't do this anymore. And I remember my parents being like, oh my days, like I didn't know, or it's just kind of just like, oh, but you can keep going, you can keep pushing, stuff like that. I was like, I don't think you understand, I'm at the end, like there is no more push. But I think because of the way my parents see me, and that's why I was saying like my relationship with my sister, I feel like is different from like other siblings who are maybe like have less of an age gap, or is like the middle child and stuff, is because I felt like I really had to parent her, like growing up. It'd be like to do the laundry, to do chores, it's always me. And I hate that sometimes I feel like she looks at me like as another mum. Like I'm actually your sister. And I feel like now that we're older, there's things like we bond and I'll be like, oh, I'm getting pissed. And she's like, me too, I want to do it. And I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted. Because like growing up, it would be like, the only conversations we'll be having is like, I need you to do this, or you're not doing this, it's irritating me. And like, I'm like, Mom, you need to back it. And it's just like, but you're the older sibling, so she'll listen to you. I'm like, but you're her parent. But I'm like, but you're her parent, so like, you need to like, I can't back it on my own. Like, not gonna lie, you're actually her parent, so like,
it even works
you need
better,
to instruct her.
And this is the point of like, it works better when you go in first. Like, if my parent says, look, my sister, you need to do so
X, Y, and Z.
Instead of saying, Mario, I told them to do it, it's like, no.
You tell them, and I'll back you.
I can come and say, look, I hear it, you're busy doing so. And obviously, I think the most like amazing quote I've ever heard in terms of parenting is not every child gets the same parent. Even though they're the same parent,
Yeah,
you don't all get the
100%.
same parent. So the experiences that I've had with my parents, my other sisters haven't had and will never have, because I always say like,
You're the first
child.
child.
I'm the first.
Child, look at me. Like, I was the one who was like, look, you guys could cry and moan all you want, but at the end of the day, I'm a human being. And then they reap the benefits of that. But at the same time, there were things that I had to go through to get to that point that they will never have to deal with. So it's like, I completely understand how they can be, but the way they are with you is even softer than the way they ever were with me. So when I'm coming in and telling you, look, I hear what mum and dad said, I hear that it was maybe not the best time or the best message, but like, I just need you to try and listen, like, try and, do you know what I mean? Because it ultimately it is for the best. Like, our parents love us, they want the best for us. Yeah, cool, delivery might have been best, but cool. But that's a better approach than you making me go and do it, and now I look like the villain, or like I look like I'm always,
no, because now
I look like I'm always nagging. Like,
but it's just sometimes it's like just do it. Do I have to ask you? You know, it's some what's it called? The laundry needs to be washed. Just, like, for example, I've had, and sorry, I felt like you wanted to.
No, I was just want to say,
go.
I feel like, not that my experience is different, but because there's a moment where like me and my sister were not living together. So I was living with my mum and my sister was living with my dad. So we've had like some time apart where like we don't really like. I was from when I was young, I was always the really quiet one. So but my sister was it's up her. She did it. She's gonna go be the one that's gonna try and get me in trouble. But I would never wanted to get her in trouble. So like the relationship that we have now, like, she's very understanding. So if I say to her like it literally, I could be like all the time, like when I go on holidays, like, oh, can you last minute do my hair? She'll do my hair for me. Last minute, can you do my nails for me? She'll do it for me. Or can you quickly help me do this? She'll joke around and say I'm not doing it, but she's still gonna do it for me. Because I just feel like we've just been through a lot together where it's just like, I'm always gonna have your back and you're always gonna have my back. But it didn't always, we did used to argue when we were younger, but we never, the only time we would argue is like if it reached a point of like you've taken the absolute piss. Like, I can count on my finger like how many times we like fought. I'm not talking to you.
Wow,
but I feel like I feel like I'm similar in that I can count how many times me and my sister have like, bro, like, I remember one time we had an argument. I slammed the door and I went into the house. I'm like, I'm actually not talking. And that we don't argue like that, but it'll be more like a build up of just irritation and annoyance, because it's like, I've asked you to do this, you're not doing it. You need to do this, you don't want to do it. You're having an argument with mum and dad, obviously you come to me, but it's just like, it's never like a, it's very rarely like that type of battle, but it's just a build up of just like, you'll do something and it just annoys me. I'm just like, oh, why are you acting like that? And then it's more so then sometimes I feel like it translates to like my anger towards like, or not anger, but like upset towards my parents, or like you kind of almost created this dynamic because of how you made so much of the responsibility fall on me. And it's like, now we don't necessarily have that relationship because you've, like, for example, my mum would be like, oh, you know, you're the eldest sibling, so da. And when she says stuff like that, I'm like, yes, I am, but I'm not gonna lie, my sister's 19, I'm 20 something. Look, we've gone past the
20 something.
Sorry, I'm 24.
Oh my god!
I can't open saying that because I don't know
No, because
and I was like, okay.
but it's just like no, because keep going. But I'm 24 and I feel like
you don't have to say your age.
after you called me out, you now said you don't need to. So she's 19 and I'm 24, and she also is doing uni from home. And I feel like there's just some traits you learn when you go to uni and experience that you learn. And I'm just like, she's not learning it, and I'm just watching this and I'm like, yo, like, this cannot continue to run. For example, I've had the laundry basket in my room. Like, we do our laundry like separately, but I've always had my own laundry basket because I was instructed and told as a child, you know, do your own laundry. Like, but we also have like a family one. But in my head, I kind of always thought at some point that would be just my parents' one, and then my sister will have one, and then I have one. To this day, it's like a separation. It's like, this is the family stuff, and my dad will help with the laundry, or my dad will help spread my sister's clothes, my dad will do this or whatever. But when it's my own, not that he doesn't help, like, I help spread my clothes, but it's I will automatically always do my own laundry because I have it. But it'd be like my sister, it'd be like my dad will then have to tell her, like, tell me, you know, you need to like do the laundry, or you need to do this because you blah blah blah. And I'm like, there was never, as soon as the laundry basket was in my room, there was never, after that conversation,
simple.
there was never another conversation about it. With my sisters, like, reminders, but it's because, for example, what you need to do is you need to take her clothes out and put in the laundry and put in her room. By force, you're going to have to do it because I'm not going to do it for you. But my parents can be so like, oh, don't worry, or like your sister's tired, we'll do it. Me too. No, actually, sorry. Do you know what? Sorry, because I have a lot. Do you know? But the thing is, I've spoken about it because we had a sit down conversation about this because I was like,
sit down conversation don't do anything.
But this one,
if you know how many sit down conversations,
no, we've had a lot.
We go around in circles, just in circles every time. It might work for maybe a month and a half. Then we're back. Sorry,
no, I was gonna say I agree. Like a lot of sit down conversations doesn't work. However, this one has to because we can't. So it was. I can't remember exactly how it started, but no, it was to clean again. It's always the cleaning in our household is how it starts. But my sister needed to clean the living room, and she was just like, "Oh, I'm tired." Bear in mind, yeah. So my sister goes from uni at home, not to. It's not in sort of that, but she only goes like 3 days a week. And I know when I was in uni, I only went a couple of times and I was chilling and relaxing and enjoying. So I know how many times she goes to uni, and I know when she comes back home, she sleeps, or when it's the next day, she's playing her game, she's not having a good time. So I was just like, but our chores on Saturdays, you need to go and do this. So I was like, Tiffany, can you just clean the living room? Like, I've done the bathroom, like, do your chores. I shouldn't even be asking you. My mum should be telling you this, but I'm downstairs. I can see, it needs to be done. She's like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm like, girl, you've been home for days. Like, what? By the way, the level of work at uni has also died down. She's done her exams. So I was like, you've been home for days. Like, you stay in the living room the whole time. Just clean the room. I was like, oh, like, I just can't bother.
That sound.
When I'm looking around.
My sister doesn't do that.
My sister doesn't.
If she did it, I didn't even know the fury that
I'm looking.
Mine loves a little.
Because she loves it. Slammed the door. Stomped up the stairs.
That would piss me off, but. Alright. No.
I said, what? I was just like, okay, you know what? I said, Mum, Dad, like, not gonna lie, she needs to clean the thing. Can you tell her to do it? Mum said, oh, but she's tired. I said, when I'm just like, what? I was just like, she's been home all, like, for days. Like, uni's blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, yeah, I know, but she's tired. She's like, we leave you when you're tired. Da, da. I said, I work.
Since when? Anyway.
At 9. No, you do. But I work every single day, 9 to 5. I come home. I do extra work after that. So yes, I'm going to be tired. But if I was only going to read my books and then I have basically 4 days to just chill and do nothing, you would not come and tell me it's just like, oh, you're just tired. Mm-hmm. You would be like, Chantal, you've been home now, go and do this. So it's just like, I don't understand this thing. She's like, no, she's tired, just leave her. I said, cool. I said that day. After that, I said, we're going to have a conversation. I was just like, she actually goes to uni like this many days a week. She's actually home for the rest. There's actually no excuse for the chores not to be done. Whether she does it in the morning, whether she does it in the night, it needs to be done that day. And I'm not going to be the person to instruct her to do it. You have to tell her to do it. And you have to instruct that into her so that she does it. I'm not the parent. You are. So I will back you when you tell her to do it, or if I say it, you have to back me. How can I go and tell my sister, oh, you need to do something, and then I go to my parents and then my mom's like, oh, but she's tired, leave it. What authority do I have? And then you're encouraging, the eldest, leadership, stuff like that. How can I lead when the leader is telling her that she should chill? So we had to have the sit down conversation of like, this. I'm not her pet. Like, I don't want to be this like parent figure in her life anymore. It's gonna be hard to undo whatever and stuff like that. But I want you to take that responsibility, and you need to like dig into her that she needs to do this, because university is not going to teach that to her because she's living at home. So the home life is going to. It won't be nice. So I'm like, yeah. But that was the whole thing that we had, and it was just like the lacks of treatment in certain areas in comparison to how I got it. It's night and day. Like,
no, sorry, I want to go because what you were saying about the laundry thing. So like similar in my family right now. Oh, not even air out laundry, but like this is why I was saying before. I don't think my parents are registered to this pod because they don't want to hear the real reality. Like sometimes I say things to them and they're just like they don't really take it in. They don't understand this is like real life. Like the things I'm saying to you are real life. But anyway, Sha, maybe I'll send this episode to them. Who knows?
What's it called? A family debrief.
Family debrief. This is your task for the week. Yeah. But no, similar to like the laundry thing, right? So the other day, my dad asked for my number plate. I said, "Oh, what do you need my number plate for?" But I sent it to him. But he was like, "Oh, your card's already signed up to auto pay for like congestion charge and TFL and stuff." I was like, "Well, yes, because I have a car. I bought a car last year, and when I got the car, it was my responsibility to do certain things like Do you know what I mean? He said, oh, okay, like, you know, that's great, no problem, did whatever. And I was thinking, hold on, is this not something that you expect of me? Just better imagine something you expect of me. Cool. My sister, don't pay for nothing. She shares a car with my dad because we have like a family car. That's the car I used to drive. Don't pay for car washes. That car can just rack up dirt. She's not gonna clean up. I was gonna clean up. She does hair, so she has money. Like, she's always been pretty, you know. When she had a job, my dad would still pay for things. Like holiday she wants to go on, my dad probably contribute money towards it, whatever, cool. So the other day, I was talking to my dad, and he was like, oh, if you want to come to Lagos, you have to pay for your ticket. Now, guys, that's normal. It's not necessarily a problem. But my family is not how we've ever done things. Like, my dad can thankfully afford to pay for all of us to go to Nigeria, go to Lagos, live it up. So why am I the exception? Or because you work? I said, I don't like that. And that's how it's been in my family for a very long time, because I've been working since I was 16, right? And I started working because I noticed that my family would be like, I would want money to like go watch movies with my friends, and I would be like, you gotta make some shit shake. Like, yeah. But it's like, why should it shake? I'm your child. My siblings, right? Yeah. And that's the thing, I'm your daughter at the end of the day. But there was like an altercation I had a couple of years ago where he literally said to my face, it was just like, look, yeah, you're my oldest daughter, but I feel the need to treat you like tougher than I do the others. Like, when it comes to certain lessons, I have to teach you in a different way. And I said, why is that? Because you treat me like I'm some irrational human being, and the people you should be looking at, you're not looking at. Like, the middle child here, she's not paying for anything. She doesn't do her own laundry. She can do her laundry. She'll leave those clothes in the machine for days. She'll take them out of the machine now. Hello, you need to wash them again. Like, they've been in the machine for days. Like, they're gonna smell. You need to wash them again. Cool. So now get her to wash them again. She'll just leave them there. They'll be there for days. Guys, this is real life. They'll be there for days. Cool. So back to the non-blake thing now. So I was like, this thing is my responsibility, right? You've been telling me time and time again, oh, I withhold things from you to make sure that you know how to like do things yourself. Like, for example, if I pay for something, like if there's a family thing that he's paying for, I'll be like, okay, it's fine, I'll pay for it. Like £300, £400, for example, cool, I'll pay for it. It's not a problem. But obviously, I'm supposed to that money back because this is not my responsibility. It's my dad's responsibility. But I'm the one at home, or like I'm the one on the phone, so I can just pay for it now.
Yeah,
like,
but send it back to my account.
Cool. Now let's say my middle sister is in the same position. She'll get that money same day. Within 2-3 hours of making that payment, she'll get that money back. Me, guys, I have to invoice my dad every 6 to 8 months with things that he owes me money for. Why? I don't know. But to give me that money back, it's like, oh, but you don't really need the money. Like, you're the oldest. Hello,
I need it.
I still need the money. And it's like, even though, like, thankfully, I'm not necessarily dying without the money. It's a thing of, you don't show me the same respect that you do her when it comes to like her money, or like you don't believe that I deserve the same treatment or the same, like, not babying, but the same soft treatment as my other sister because oh, like, you're the eldest, I feel like I need to be tough with you, I don't know why I did in this life, guys, that she needs to be rough with me. I told you guys the story last time of when I was forced to hold guys, Costco I can't lie soap. My parents are very lucky. I'm actually a good child. Like, I could be on the streets doing crack. I don't know. I wish I know. Because I always go outside, see the other children. Obviously shout at the young mums and that, but I could be pregnant. Yeah. I could have dropped out of school, gotten pregnant, started doing crack cocaine, moved to Manchester. I don't know about Manchester. What are these stuff? I could have done all of these different things. I could have made a proper mess of my life, but thankfully you lot did your job. You raised, like, I wanted to be like a decent child, but you don't treat me like that because, oh, mine was the oldest. Like, I need to be tougher on her. I need to like baby the others and like it's just such like harsh treatment. To finish the story, back to the number plate. So Anna said, "Is this not what you expected me? Like, you raised me to be somebody who takes responsibility for the things that I own or that I, do you know what I mean? Like, this is mine. I care for it. It's a laundry thing. Why would I expect you love that? Like I said, like, I'm not a spoiled child. Like, lucky position, but I'm not a spoiled child. So, like I said, this car is my responsibility. I'm paying for the auto pay, the congestion charge, whatever, because that's something that's expected of me. In fact, you raised me that way. You basically taught me that you would not do this thing for me. Like, I should do it for myself. So cool. I'm doing it for myself now. Now you're confused. Now everyone's, oh, but I just thought that because let's be frank and let's be lampard for a second. Yeah, if I wasn't paying for the thing on my car and I said, oh, can I add to your account? You would have said no. I don't know. One day he just randomly woke up thinking, oh, maybe I'll pay for my own car. I've had that car for almost a year now. You never asked me for my number before. I realised what triggered it was that, oh, my sister said, oh, by the way, make sure you add the car before we do Blackwall Tunnel, Silverton Tunnel, whatever. My thing was like, I've been crossing that Dartford crossing day in, day out. Nobody's thought to pay for me before. But it's become like, it's like such an afterthought thing. Like, sometimes I feel like caring for me and like the daughter way is an afterthought thing because I'm seen more as like a peer or not an outsider per se, but it's like, she's got her own, she can handle her own, she can da-da-da-da-da. It would be nice, yeah, as an oldest daughter, to sometimes be thought of like within the capacity of everyone else. Like, oh, all my daughters need to have XYZ done. Let me send all of them money. Not just the 2 youngest need this thing. Yeah. So I'll provide for them and then like my work will sort herself out, it's fine. guys, if he doesn't pay me to go to Nigeria, I'm not going to Nigeria. And it's solely the principle of the matter, because you can't say it's because I'm working, because other people in the family are working too. You have no problem paying, or you have no problem saying like, oh, I'll pay for you, I'll cover you, whatever. It's just the principle. If you're paying for your other 2 daughters to go, I think it's fair. While I'm still living under your roof, especially for you to pay for me to go. It can't be a thing of, well, yeah, but you make money though. Because he doesn't need the money. He's doing it to teach me a lesson. What lesson am I learning, guys? He thinks I'm joking, guys. I will not go on a holiday purely out of principle. I'll literally go somewhere else for Christmas. I'll go somewhere else in May, because like, I don't understand this need to like, especially as like, it's very common in Nigerian households as well. Like, the oldest daughter needs to be brought up differently. Like, I need to be brought up to be more, and then people start talking about, oldest daughters are too hyper independent. What do you actually expect, right? Because I was brought up to be somebody who you don't ask for help too much, or like when you need help, you have to come in such like a weird. You come on your knees basically. Like, when I want my money back, guys, that man will make me work for that money back. He'll be like, "Are you sure you need this money?" Like, is it like you don't have money right now? No, but you owe me my money. Like the same way you would give my sister her money back after asking once. I should have to ask you 111 times for my money back. But it's like, yeah, but you're the oldest, or like you shouldn't need this thing as much as your youngest needs this thing. Or like when she comes to me, I know she needs it. When you come to me, I don't think you need it. You don't know what I got going on. Just give my money back. Like, just give me my money back. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult. Even like starting a business, like he paid for her to do her trainings, her courses, whatever. I haven't asked for money. I didn't really need the money anyway. But there was never a, oh, do you need me to support you with this thing? It was just like, well, you're gonna do it, like. Do it then, and then like, and then if I was to need help, it's like, oh yeah, I knew that, yeah, like, if I ever need help, guys, I'll go to the bank before I go into my dad, and it's so sad. Really? It is sad, yeah, because like, sorry, this took a turn, but basically, it's only because of that thing of like, everything I do, like a failure for me is not the same as a failure for anybody else in my family. Like, if I fail, it's like, what did you do wrong? Like, you either you didn't plan, you didn't think, you didn't like, even when it came to uni, like, I didn't get into one of my choices for uni, and it was like, you failed. Like, you've actually, like, you failed. Like, this is bad. Like, there's no coming back from this. Mind you, the university I got into was significantly better, and the reason I didn't get into that course was because it was like a course that I just honestly wasn't, my personal statement didn't match the others, you know what I mean? It was a course that just wasn't really related. So cool, of course I didn't get in, but it's like, yeah, but you failed. Like, that's failure. Do you know what I mean? And failure is different for me than it is for my other sisters. Like, if they fail, it's like, well, yeah, they're growing, they're learning. Me too, I'm growing, I'm learning. We all live this one life. I'm not on my 3rd or 4th. I'm still on my 1st as well. But failure doesn't look or measure the same for me as it does for them. Exactly. Because it's like, there's more at stake. Like, when I fail, it's like, oh, but your sisters are also looking up to you. Or like, you know, when I do well, they're also looking up to me. But when I fail, it's like, they're really looking up to me. They're really looking at me. So there are certain things that it's like, I just felt, if I want this thing, I need to do it for myself. Because if I fail and I have to go tell them I failed, I'm never going to hear them. I'll never hear words. Whereas like my other sister, like, whether she messes up, whether she doesn't mess up, it's like they'll just leave her. Like you said, the whole tired thing. She'll come in. She's had a long day. Uni finished at 2 p.m. It's 8 p.m. now. Don't know what we're doing here, but okay, cool. Can you wash the dishes? She can scream, she can yell. They won't say anything because she's at uni. She's stressed. She's tired. Me too. I'm stressed. I'm tired. But we're not measured the same way, right? Like, we're not measured using the same stick. And yeah, every kid's different. Blah 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 blah. Parenting. But I'm still your child. Like, there should still be the same level of like consideration of, okay, yeah, I get you, the oldest, but I might also be tired too, or I might also need time too, or I might also need to just like decompress too. Anyway, this is a whole other episode that maybe I'll make myself another time. I was gonna say that this is why I spend time,
but we'll save that for another one.
But it's like, this is why I also spend a lot of time outside of the house. Like, I like just being able to do me. Like, guys, when I got my car, I would just drive. I'll just drive places. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with whatever's going on in this house. Like, you won't tell Kika to do things she needs to do. I'm not even gonna bleep her name. You won't tell Kika to do things she needs to do.
I'm editing it. Okay. Don't worry.
I was gonna say my sister, but you won't tell Kika like she needs to do certain things, and then it'll be like the onus is now on me to do it, or everyone in the house is just tense. I'm not staying in that environment. I'm gonna go for a little drive. I'll go drive somewhere. I'll go chill, get some food. I'll literally just watch movies in my car's very comfortable. I'll watch movies in my car.
It is very
like,
comfortable.
I don't see why like the onus should be on me to keep creating this like comfortable environment and to keep being like tried and tested and da. Guys, I'm not Moses. I'm not Job. I'm not here to feed people. And I'm not here to suffer to prove that I'm worthy of. I'm just a girl. And that's what some parents fail to see, especially as like older daughters. We don't see ourselves as just girls anymore because we don't really have the opportunity to be like just a girl for as long as our siblings do. So it gets very frustrating when you get to like, you get older. People are like, oh, why do you feel like you need to do everything yourself? Child, it was me versus the world. Like, y'all don't get it. It was me versus the world for like a very long period of time. Well, at least that's what it feels like. Obviously, like being a bit hyperbolic English, but that's what it sometimes feels like being the oldest daughter. It's like you have to be the one to like fight, and you have to be the one to communicate with everyone, and you have to be the one to like prove this and prove that and succeed. And because like, oh, the oldest daughter failing is just like, damn, what's next for the rest of them? Like who knows?
Yeah, like setting a standard.
Yeah, you set the
To be
standard.
honest, it's true. I just feel like
Sorry, that was very long. And long
No.
but-
It's
Okay, I
okay.
feel as if you two specifically had stuff you needed to say.
Yeah, sorry, like the past. Like 6. In fact, the past 2 years of my household as the oldest daughter have not been easy. Like it's been very, very like challenging and tiring. And like my parents will be like, "Oh yeah, we understand. Sorry, we know that. Sorry, we didn't mean to do this." We're still back at square one. Every 3 months we're back at square one. Like tying, but not tying, but tying.
No, go on.
With the oldest sibling thing, oldest daughter thing especially, moving away from just siblings, like, do you think that being the oldest daughter has changed your dynamics with other people, like, you know, relationship wise as well as friendship wise? Like, have you noticed that it's impacted you? Because I feel like I noticed there's maybe one exception of somebody that I was like, you're an older sibling, you know who you are, I love you, but yeah, but there's like, I've seen when I can tell when somebody's not an older sibling with how they like interact with other people, and like people can tell that I'm the oldest because of the way I interact with other people, and like just my natural like, I guess, demeanor when it comes to a lot of issues and things, especially like, I guess dating is a big one that people always discuss, how older siblings date and stuff. But like, do you think that you've noticed, like, as an older sibling, there are certain things you might have like more tolerance for or less tolerance for, or like, you know, you expect because you're the older sibling?
Would you go?
I would say that I think because I don't know, one I have 2 things. One, I feel like I've been lucky because in my household, I don't show, like, in my house, like, literally on my graduation I cried, and my whole family was just like, what? But then everyone, to my friends, was just like, oh, she cries all the time, like, but like Aurel was just like, what, why are you crying? Like, everyone was shocked because in my household I just have that sort of image. So I feel like when I'm outside, it's just like, ooh,
I can breathe.
I can breathe. So I feel like when I'm outside, people sometimes think I'm the oldest, but most of the time they like my personality, they think like I'm the youngest, or like I don't really give off that energy. But I feel like in terms of dating,
Because when we start,
when it comes to dating, I think it's a real problem, because it's just like, I feel like that's when I bring back my family persona in terms of like, oh, you're not crossing this line, or no, I'm not gonna accept, like, I'm used to being like the one that's gonna be the bearer of all bad news. Like, I'm not gonna open up and share my emotions or whatever. But I think one thing I'm learning, especially like with my family now, is like, when I express that, because most of the time, like, if you piss me off or do something, I don't express it. I'll just be like, it is whatever. But then I think the last fight me and my sister got into, that was the first time, like, I'm actually crying because I'm so upset. And then when she realized, like, oh, you've actually really hurt me, she didn't do that again. Because I feel like when you show, like, what you're doing is not that I'm angry, but what you're doing is deeply hurting me, then there was a change in her reaction. So I feel like, all in all, I don't know what I'm saying.
No,
Like, you're different in your house in comparison to
outside.
That's the case for like a lot of.
So it's what she said. There is a
It made a lot of
difference.
sense, because I was gonna say that, especially the point you said about like the last argument you had, and like actually having to being able to communicate that like what's happening is hurting you.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't yet had that conversation, because the last big argument, like, we have arguments often, but this argument was so bad. It was the day, I think you guys were there. Well, you guys weren't there for the fight, but like my graduation barbecue, and it was that morning, and it was the same thing. Like, she'd been asked to do something, she didn't do it, and I really needed to get down. I said, hey, like, can you come and do this thing that's been asked of you? She blew up at me, like, she just started screaming, yelling. And guys, you can ask anybody who's known me my entire life, I don't yell, I don't scream. I think it's just one of those things that I think is so disrespectful. I screamed that flipping house down. My parents were shocked, as in, like, after I yelled, the vicinity of the area was silent.
I just know.
Silent. Like, as in, no, you could hear a pin drop in flipping in Peckham. I don't live in Peckham. Like, the surround area was silent, and it's like my whole family was just like,
Oh,
even my sister, she was like,
you've messed up now.
she was literally like, okay, cool. Obviously, we did not sort it out that day. In fact, we didn't speak I think almost a month I didn't say a word to her. Like, she'll be trying to engage with me. I'm like, guys, I didn't say a word to her because it takes so, like we said earlier, it takes so much for me to reach my limit. But I think it hadn't just been building over like a couple incidents. This thing that she had the habit of doing, like, she yells a lot. Do you know what I mean? It was like, this is the one day that I just need you to not do this. Like, I need you to just like focus and do the things that are being asked of you, and I shouldn't have to tell you over and over and over again. And then it got to the point where I think the thing that she'd been asked to do, my mom said, "Oh, Maya, you just do it," and that's what made me yell, because I said, "No, you've called her to do this thing all day, all day. She woke up, she went downstairs, she's gone back to bed, she's come back downstairs. You've asked her to do one thing this whole day. I've been cleaning the house. I've been cleaning the mirrors, cleaning the windows, cleaning like the inside toilet, outside. I've cleaned everything. You've asked her to do this one thing and she can't do it." I said, no, there's no way. And I just lay it all out. And I feel like after that, my family was like, yeah, cool. So that's when we had that one conversation that they were like, you know what? They let me have my 1 month of silence. Because when I say silence, I did not talk in that house for a month. As in, like, I would go to my room, I would go to work, I was just, and I think being the glue once again, that really shook everyone up, because they were like, Maya was not able to help us sort this thing out, or like, they'll need me and they'll come to me meekly. They will knock on the door like this. Come. Excuse me, Maya, sorry, we need you to read over this. We're not sure how to. And I'll say, okay, cool, like, put it down. I'll let you know how it goes. And they'll just close my door, like, so gently. I'll close my door, fine. So eventually, I think I was the one who even said, like, we need to talk as a family because this can't keep going on. We had a conversation. Things were, like I said, calm for maybe 3 months. That's the first and only time I've ever yelled at my family. And it will be the last time, because, like, I'm not doing this with you people again, right? Like, I'm actually not. So I think, but going forward from that, to go back to the point, after I had done that, I felt so free. I just felt like, you know what? I needed that. Like, I really, like, girl, he's going to be okay. Like, the sun was even bright the rest of the day. I felt like so happy. I was like, I really
I'd have
needed
never
that.
known the guys thought.
I promise you, like, the rest of the day, I just felt so, like, because I think I've said it before, I don't really celebrate myself often in, like, big ways. So, like, aside from my birthday, my graduation is the only other time since I was, like, 11 or 12 that I've done something for myself, right? And this was even something, once again, I was pushed to do. So I was like, let me actually embrace the fact that this day is meant to be like a celebration, because I almost dropped out of uni. So, like, let me celebrate the fact that this is I almost dropped out of uni, is like a fun fact. So let me just celebrate the fact that I even got through this stupid experience. Like, I'm happy I graduated with a job, like, thank God, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Cool. So the fact that, that's what I'm saying, like, and the fact that wasn't in the back of my mind, it's like, because I would never do that to you. Like, on your graduation day, the day of your party, I would never do that to you. In fact,
it's all about you.
Not to say you could talk to me anyhow, but you could literally talk to me anyhow. It's actually all about you. Like, talk to me anyhow, it's fine. Like, we can deal with it after, but the same courtesy wasn't extended. But anyway, all I said, I feel like after I had done that, moving forward, I became so much better at, like, confronting when people had hurt my feelings, because that situation hurt my feelings. Like, it wasn't just, you know, oh, like, you're not willing to do this thing. It was like, you're not willing to do this thing for me. Like, it's this one thing. I think it was to do with, like, the catering dishes. Just move them downstairs. You weren't willing to do that one thing for me. That hurt my feelings. And I don't get hurt very often. You have to be very close to me to hurt me. So it was like, actually, do you know what I mean? That was a lot. That was much. So moving forward now, I feel like when people, especially close to me, had hurt my feelings, like, I didn't feel the type of way about saying, like, that thing you did actually really hurt my feelings.
Actually upset me.
Like, and leaving it not too long as well, like, being able to sit in it and think, okay, what am I upset about, or is it just like, am I just emotional or whatever? No, actually, okay, cool, I'm hurt. Let's talk about
expressing
it.
No, it's okay.
Go ahead.
It's important to, like, express. I'll cut it out.
But I learned that it's so important to just, like, express
how you
at
feel.
little points of hurt, because I feel like as older siblings, we're not really allowed to say, like,
this
the way you
actually really upset me,
you know?
or like
you could just kind of just get on with it, like, oh, it's standard that people will talk to you somehow, and it's just like you're used to swallowing it, so you swallow it. But
you should be able to express how you feel and actually like speak openly about it. Actually, were you like in terms of navigating friendships?
No way.
Do you think it's affects how you navigate friendships though, or relationships?
Or friendships or relationships? So, like, has it? Or does it?
I have no idea, you know.
I was going to say, even give you an understanding of, like, maybe if someone reacts a certain way, do you feel like you're more of an understanding person if someone, or do you feel like...
Am I understanding? I don't know. I don't think I'm actually an understanding... Am I an understanding person? I don't know.
I think at times...
I can't comment on necessarily understanding, but I think you're very level-headed.
Really?
Yeah. No, I feel like at times you can be understand, or like you might not agree with like why you're acting that type of way, but I feel like sometimes you can rationalize like, oh, this is probably the place of where they're coming from.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? And I feel like I've seen examples of you doing that, and I feel like that's a very like when you have to be aware of multiple people's feelings and emotions and how people navigate things. I feel like it's just a trait that you have. That makes sense.
That makes sense. I don't know, because the thing is, I'm trying. How do I explain? For me to, because I feel like my experiences are different than everybody's here, and I'm thinking, am I ready to talk about this episode?
That's fair.
And that says
No, because sometimes
there's no point. It's too tumultuous to get into the back and forth between me and my sister and my family. It's just I don't know.
I feel like sometimes, like even the stuff that I'm expressing now, that it's like there's so many layers. This is just like what I feel comfortable expressing because I've had that conversations with them. So I actually hear it when it's like, if you're not comfortable, you haven't truly like squashed it or had that conversations. It's not something that you have to then bring to the it's like
not worth it. I think, but I think what I can say in terms of being. Oh, no, wait, sorry, move on.
No, it's okay.
I'm trying to think of a way to get to it without getting into it, but there's actually no.
Sometimes it's...
But the grey area, but then, like...
It's to be honest, we have 30 minutes.
But are we going to stay on this topic for the whole
No, I was going to... That's what I was going to say. Like, if you don't want to, then I'll change. Because I feel like this is a longer... Like, it can go into parenting, dynamics, relationships. I feel like it's not everything that we have time for. But...
Hey guys! Welcome to the Hot Topic segment.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so for this topic, we were kind of touching on it yesterday. So we went to our friend, shout out Tammy, it was her birthday. So we went to go celebrate it. And obviously, all over TikTok and Twitter has been this husband and wife pastor duo. Who the one because it was actually the one. So basically, I'll insert a clip.
When I met her, she was one. Don't take much. But I met her, she was 175.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm used to 125 too. Yeah. She 5'6", 175, and she was the wrong color.
Right.
And I was used to
that part.
So I'm like, man, you messing up my whole flow because I'm going to a predominantly Hispanic and black school.
Right.
But to explain for audio listeners, basically there's this pastor and wife duo, and they went on a podcast YouTube episode.
I actually listened to that podcast. Dear Future Wifey?
Yeah, Dear Future Wifey. So they went on that podcast to basically discuss their relationships and like the ups and the downs, the lows and the highs, the great areas of it. And one of the viral clips that went everywhere was basically her explaining that she used to iron her man's top for him to go out and cheat on her. So she knew he was going out to cheat, so she would literally get him ready to basically go out and cheat. And then there was other clips on her saying, it's the grace of God that had me, that is why I navigated that. She said, I don't advise it for y'all, but I had the grace of God. And then he was then also talking about why he was acted the way he did and certain situations and stuff like that. So obviously when I was watching it, there was another TikTok that actually made me want to discuss it, because then another girl came onto TikTok and was like, yo, like these are actually my pastors and I didn't even know this, and now I'm not going back to that church. And it just made me kind of like interested in, obviously I feel like pastors, like they need to be open, and like explain their like lives, like that's what it's meant to. It's meant to be exposed. God has done this to me, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's dangerous to have certain people, and obviously, man of whatever, like man of God, whatever, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you're actually on a platform, showcasing a rhetoric that is actually very dangerous and actually very bad for like in relationships, but trying to cover it as the grace of God. But like you're.
Sorry, Nick, continue. I'm just letting you know I have a point.
Yeah.
Because
point. But I feel like it's very, like, stuff like, there's actually an abusive, like, relationship. Like, he cheated on you. He was insultive to you.
Not
he
just cheated
kicked.
On you. He would let you know every time he was going to cheat on you. He let you know, like,
let
you know, I'm about to go step out on you. Get my clothes ready.
You had children with, like, he continued to, like, have children together, but wanted to say I'm a good father. I was a terrible husband, but I'm a good father, which is also things that I don't think you can blur. But it's like you're actually in a place of power, like you're a pastor, you're preaching to his people, and not once in the podcast did you really like denounce that what you did was actually an atrocity. You made jokes about it. You said, your wife is an auntie. Men get you want exotic women, but get you an auntie. You were doing bantering. Yes, he said my wife is.
A lot of friends that are single right now,
Yep.
they're divorced, single. They want exotic.
Right.
I'm like, some of y'all need to get you an auntie.
That's right. That can make a
That's a
biscuit.
whole different conversation.
She should be able to
So my
cook.
wife's like, baby, what is that supposed to mean? You saying I'm auntie? I said, baby, you an auntie.
That's all right.
You.
It's okay.
I said, you used to be
I
exotic.
used to be.
But you a grandma now.
I'm 52.
Even the other day, I told her, I said, you auntie exotic.
Yeah.
As an exotic auntie, that's what you need, someone who can cook for you, all of this kind of stuff. And it's like you're just chatting, no, because
I wish a nigga would. Sorry.
you're chatting all of this. Sorry, just to like the point that I was trying to make is like you haven't denounced it once, and you're now gonna bring up a community of people that will see that and think it's right, because my pastor said, he was with his wife and they went through all these trials, the grace of God. So I just wanted to get your guys kind of like opinions on, I guess, the relationship, but more so people being in like a place of power and not denouncing things that they're doing is wrong, and basically encouraging others in a
I have
way.
much to say. This is one of my passions as a
Go on.
follower
We
of
have
Christ.
28 minutes, so
Okay.
let's.
I think just to I'm gonna play angel's advocate
Because
just,
we
just to give them a little bit of angel's advocacy. I think he did that before he became a pastor. So when he was doing the cheating and stuff.
He did
like
it during.
during his part. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So that's the end of that.
Like it was before and during, even when his
during.
life was changed, like there was still some comments like a woman came and said, oh, my body's for pastors only, stuff like that. So there's still been
Very
hints
good.
of there's been issues.
Very, very
Wings
good.
got clipped so
I don't say anyway,
There's nothing to
advocate for
advocate.
anybody. But what I'm gonna say is that when we read the Bible, it gives a list of what you need to do to become a pastor. So it's not anybody that can become a pastor. Go and read the word. It says it there.
Tell them.
You need to first of all, what is important, like for a man to be a pastor, you need to be able to, they need to look at your family. If your family is, not to be rude, but if you can't raise your family, how the hell can you raise a whole congregation? If you cannot advocate for, if you cannot be, take care of your wife and do all of these things, then you can't, I'm so sorry, you can't have a congregation and lead a congregation. It says it in the Bible.
It's the same way they say charity begins at home. It's the same way that your church, if you're going to lead a church, your church should begin at home. Like a church is what a community of people who are following Christ. Yeah, it starts small. It starts with your home.
Your home is broken.
Your home is broken.
Shattered.
Sorry, anyway,
yes. So I think you can see a man and his value in the way he treats his wife, and the fact that you do not treat her with respect not only shows that you don't value her, but you don't respect yourself. Because if you are meant to be one, if this is the person that you have become one with, why the hell are you treating them like that? It just shows you that you don't regard yourself with respect. And I feel like one thing I'm realizing is, obviously I can't judge you, because you may be going through you may have sexual trauma and you are healing from that, whatever. But it's just why bring someone else into that? I just feel like there are certain things that I wouldn't advise you to go into a relationship with if you haven't healed from. And I feel like the problem is with men, a lot of sexual trauma is you're able to hide it in promiscuity because it's just it's okay for you to do it. But with a girl, if a woman is promiscuous, it's oh, she has daddy issues. Yeah. But with the same can be with a guy, guys.
You have daddy
he can
issues.
have mummy issues. That's
issues.
why you feel comfortable finding comfort in women, because you have mummy issues. Yeah. But we don't
angle it like that. Yeah.
We spoke about my car. Last week it was no. Fuck it.
Because it's the truth.
You have issues.
You have mummy issues.
Thank you.
But we don't. But it's important to realize this thing.
Yeah.
But because it's not
a widely spoken thing. Yeah.
We're just he's just
he's just a guy. He's just navigating. There's problems.
There's problem, and I feel like the problem is the church.
Hey,
I would know, because I wanted to.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
I agree. The thing is, I'm a Christian.
Yes, say. Because you're saying I know where you're going, but they need to know where you're going.
The church sometimes likes to cultivate this habit for men and create a safe space for these things to happen.
Yeah.
Yes. I used to be very close to someone who was deeply in the church. No. And the stories I would hear of men doing stuff with women, men abusing women and men, and it would just be like, we're just gonna listen. The Bible.
Because talk about it.
Let's focus now.
God is a God of love and justice. You cannot let that word. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a judge. He's a God of justice. Like, if someone is doing something wrong, there has to be some sort of repercussions for that. And if you're doing something sexually immoral, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a man, if you're in a place of leadership, it's like in any job. If you're
that's literally the point I was gonna say.
If you're in a place of leadership and you do not fulfill your role,
you get fired.
You got to go.
Because you got to.
You got to go.
Every job has a code of ethics. Whether you want to read it or you don't want to read it, that's your.
There's a code.
But as a pastor, this is what happened to that pastor at Hillsong.
Yes, because you were having relations with women you shouldn't be having relations with. He got no choice. He had to step down.
Yeah,
because your job has a code of ethics. When you become a pastor, it's not just something that's anointed onto you. To become a pastor in most countries, you do have to go to school
educate.
You have to be educated. You have to. Some people, they'll get degrees in advanced degrees in theology aside from like all these other
seminary school.
They'll go to all these schools, lectures. Yes, it can be something that is anointed onto you, but also officially you need to go and you have to do training. And then you take all these vows, right? You sign this code of ethics. What do you mean as a pastor? You're stepping out on your family. You've come to now, and aside from even doing that, you've now come and tell us proudly. You're telling us proudly. That's ridiculous.
Like,
even any other job will not let you do that. Do you actually think this? I know, like, we live in a secular world, blah 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 blah. But we do see maybe not for men as much as we should. But we see that there are consequences when people break codes of ethics. Like it's like we say on social media, right? If your job finds that you're posting things on social media, they literally say, hello, in your contract, you can't be going out and using this type of language and being racist and violent. And You sign a code of ethics. You become a representation of this organization. As a pastor, you're a representation of your church, of the organization of your church. You think that a pastor of RCCG could come and now say that, I've been cheating on my wife, and what do they call him? Daddy Gio. Daddy Gio. Gonna say, stay there.
Well done.
No, you're gonna face consequences for your actions.
But if God, let me just quickly say this. Let me just give you a quick Bible study, quick one. When David went to go and sleep with Bathsheba, was there not consequences for his actions? Did the people of Israel not suffer because of what he did?
So if God, don't let women be your useless guys.
If God can do that, why do you think that it's okay? Like he will just close David. Like everyone, David is known as the man that's close to God's heart. That God is like
God's heart. Do you know what I'm saying?
Talking of you, that's not even doing half of what he did. You think you don't deserve any consequences for your actions, my dear? Lose that role. Why are you still there? Why are you
he's still a pastor, and they still are pastor at the church.
Let's not even get into how not enough of you hold, like you said, the church does cultivate this culture of protection and silence when it comes to a lot of men's wrongdoing. You, the congregation, you also need to get up and leave, because how will you feel comfortable being led by a man who has come proudly to tell you?
But that's why when I saw the
TikTok, no repentance in your heart
at all, because you're making jokes.
To me, it's not like because
I said sorry, but it was just giving that. But why are you bantering about it? Sorry, I was gonna say.
Sorry. What I was gonna say is completely different. Not completely different, but it was gonna be different to the point of him stepping down as a pastor. I think that. What was I gonna say with the lady that got cheated on? Yeah. She said, what did she say? She said that she doesn't advise.
She doesn't advise, but she had the grace of God. So that's.
Well, I think that a lot of women, especially in the church anyway, are so obsessed with being married, and I just don't understand why.
Yeah.
I think that I was saying this to my mum and sister, but I don't think they were hearing me, but they weren't really hearing me. Basically, I went to a wedding a few weeks ago. And they did what's that thing called? The bouquet toss, right?
yeah.
And they were saying, all the single ladies come up. My mum and sister were pushing me actually go. I go. So I went because they literally pushed me there.
Yeah.
And we went and it was calm. Like no one really pushed to get the bouquet, but it was a kind of a thing. But I know obviously at some weddings there'll be a real fight to get the bouquet, right? And then it just made me think like, why? How do I explain? There's no men throwing bouquet type of situation, right? It wouldn't happen. But with women, the whole thing is like you want to get married so badly that you will need somebody to get the bouquet.
No, there is, but it's a joke.
Of course, it's a joke. But
the garter
men do the garter toss, but it's a
Which is
running joke that
even-
men run away from the garter. Like they don't want to actually catch it.
because they don't want to get
Look at who you
married.
are.
The women are-
running.
people are
You're running
the
towards,
women
and
are
they're running away.
because
Okay, stay there. Stay there.
like it.
Stay there.
I just don't think. And when I was speaking to my mum about it, something similar about how this woman, there's a dating coach called Anwar White. Sorry, and this lady, this lady paid £10,000 to this man to secure her husband. Apparently, they even met on the dating.
They met on
dating site.
Hinge.
But I don't think the 10,000 was all at once. I thought it was,
Installments.
but it was over time. But she was 40 and she wanted.
You clanted love. Overproud.
Oh,
Because that's what she wanted.
It's
to-
the amount. Is it the amount
Overall.
overall
Yeah,
that she
it
paid?
wasn't-
Okay,
because
okay.
at first I thought it was like she's a lump sum, like she paid 10,000 just like
Regardless.
that. And I was speaking to my mom about it, and she was saying that like essentially I should also think about the fact that I'm young. And I'm having these perspectives of like, I don't think it's that serious. Not that serious to get married, but it's not the be all and end all the way that some people feel that it is. But she was saying that obviously that's your perspective because you're young.
No,
and I was saying to her that, okay,
yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah.
I was like,
Meet us here in a
please,
year and see what we
I
say.
hear it, but I don't hear it because, of course, maybe tomorrow, like as I get older, I can change my perspective. But to me, marriage is not do or die. Society preaches
Wise words.
that's meant to be our trajectory, and I just don't understand why. Like I understand to an extent. Obviously, like I said, society pushes that narrative, but I just don't think that. So you're gonna sit there. You've ironed. So sorry,
Because-
you guys are not. You're prepping your husband's date nights clothes.
And you're not in a relationship.
For his side chick.
No, she is though. She isn't.
You are.
but hers is closed.
Exactly.
Just
Your
because
husband's
you
is open,
want
but
to
yours
be
is closed.
married.
And the
Just
thing is,
because you want
when
to be a wife.
When I saw the clips, it was a. I can't blame her because she said that it came from her parents were divorced, and she was just like, if she felt like her parents didn't need to be divorced, like if her mum just managed, then they would have never been divorced, and she wouldn't have to go through what she went through. But it's just like, obviously this then led her to having a false idea of what
marriage.
a relationship
Yeah.
is. But it's just like, get up.
And
I
this
just
is the thing, it's so really about the
Get
parenting
up.
thing, yeah, because okay, cool, you saw your parents in a relationship that you felt, traumatized by. So you're now going to go traumatize your own children?
But the thing is,
your children are going to listen to this
that's
podcast
the
and say,
thing.
well, so when daddy said he was going to sermon
You don't
in
think
North
that
Carolina,
far.
he
You don't
was
think
going
that
to-
You don't think that far.
You don't realise this
When
will just
you're
keep
running
on
away
going
from it,
generations.
Going.
you end up running towards
Towards
it.
the thing,
yeah.
the very
It's
thing
like,
that you're
I'm
running
running
away
from
from.
this divorce because I know
Yeah.
what I went through as a child. Meanwhile,
you're
running
running towards
something
rubbish.
else that is even worse.
Agreed.
So it's just like, girl, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. I
Just get up. Just
get up,
stand
get up,
up.
get up, get up.
And it was just like, it's just, sometimes I just watch this and it's just so sad because I'm just like, the ideology that you're projecting right now is like, it's just so wrong. And it's like,
nonsense.
you actually feel like,
There are many people that believe,
no,
like,
of course there's
that's
many
the
people that
saddest
feel
thing.
like that, but it's just like, you actually believe that you're doing your kids a service because you're still together, but you're actually just damaging them. And I think the issue of like, obviously like, well, not all of us, I can't speak for all of us, but it's like, the hope is that like, for me, I've always been like, I want to find my life partner. I want to find someone that we will do life together, like not just marriage, it's like this life that I'm navigating and you're navigating, we are able to combine it so that we can do it together. But to find someone to actually do that with is actually hard. And I feel like people, like, life is actually hard itself. Your partner should not be the one making it harder. And I feel like people brush that to the side a bit too much, because if like, at the end of the day, everyone's gonna, like, life, people pass and stuff like that, and how everyone navigates grief is gonna be hard. You want someone that can support you in that situation, not be like, not push you away or make it like worse, if that makes sense. And I feel like marriage and like having kids and stuff is it's a big commitment, it's a big thing. And I think in the church, it's just idolized as this amazing thing that everyone's going to experience. Oh my days, women, you need to find your husband, you need to find a man and stuff like that. It's not the same for men, no. Men are not told you need to, if you find a wife is a good thing. And it's always presented as a good thing because now you get someone that cooks and cleans and does stuff for you, by the way.
A wife has found herself a good thing, but it's okay, keep it up.
No, but I'm saying like,
No, I'm saying like,
but,
they don't focus on that in the
no,
church.
but I'm like, even that good thing, the good thing isn't like I have a good woman. How that woman is what she can do
is the thing.
And that's the thing that they're chasing. That's why when men do the cheating thing, everyone's the person that they marry and the person that they're cheating with, a lot of the time sometimes is completely different. It's because what they want is a lot of the times who they're like sleeping with and not being serious with, but what they think they need and what they think makes sense in the eyes of society is, I need a woman that can cook, I need a woman that can do this and stuff like that. And then they have an issue with actually dating someone that they just want to be with because they think they don't fit this box.
And sorry, not to run jokes here, but this is why, guys, Whitney, we told you this whole feminine energy thing, it wasn't going to pay off here because men love bad women. And I don't mean bad women in the sense of you're a wicked person. I say, like, I'm not a good woman in the sense of you're not going to sit here and tell me that society thinks you're a good woman just because I shut up and I put up and I cook and da. I'm a bad woman, bro. I'm going to live life the way I want to live life. If you like, join me. If you like, don't join me. I don't give a toss. When Whitney came on, she was talking about some being your feminine energy. We literally all said she's trying to get married. Because it's so obvious when people start. She was trying to get married. She was trying to signal like, hello, I'm marriage material. As soon as they broke up, what did she do? She said, oh, like, I'm back to being a baddie. Men love, like, quote unquote baddies, right? In the sense of they actually do like women who will just do their own thing. Like, they don't need this relationship, whatever. But society tells them, hello, you're looking in the wrong direction. Like, you need to go for the babes who said, I want to be married with 3 kids and the white picket fence and the dog and and I want to wake up and cook for my man. They don't even want that for themselves. That's why, like what she said, like they'll literally cheat with somebody who's completely opposite, like a woman who's just doing her. Like, I'm sorry, but baddies are some of the happiest women in the world, guys.
I agree. I would
some of the happiest women in the world,
because they're doing what they want to
just do what I think people that live. Oh, sorry, actually go.
I was gonna say, but then that's the reason why a lot of women. I say a lot, like I know they're women, but I've heard anyway that when they get older, they'll start to resent their family. They resent their husband because that's all you dreamed of being, you know, a traditional, you know, wife with the children and, you know, devoting yourself to your family. But what about you? Yeah. My thing is, like, personally, that's the reason why I was probably like against going up for the garter toss or whatever the heck, because I've realized personally for me, I know a lot of girls dream about their big day and stuff, but not that I don't care, but I actually don't care. I'm sorry. I've never really dreamt so much. I sat down, you know, in my sketchbook about my wedding day, because I actually think also it's kind of a lot of money that I'll never get back. But that's just my personal. These are my personal thoughts, because to me, a lot of people that I see in relationships and marriages, they don't seem better off for it. They seem worse, and that's just not something that I'm willing to subject myself to, because I feel as if as human beings in a relationship, things always get difficult, you know. Sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be bad, and that's life. But you're not going to come into my life to make my life worse. That doesn't even make any sense. What the heck? So I'm just going to be chilling and doing me. Like, I don't see why.
And that's why I was saying the point of just like wanting someone that actually is ready to do like life with you. Because it's like at the end of the day, I'm doing life for myself right now. You're doing life for yourself right now. It's like we're just lifing together. It's not a thing where I'm like, and the thing is, like relationships, friendships, marriage, whatever, there's sacrifice involved in it, like back and forth. However, I will not be sacrificing my entire life to fulfill your life. It needs to be we are sacrificing our life so that our lives are better. Not let me give my all and then you just like take everything.
When you go to a wedding, like both of you go to the altar. What is an altar? A place of sacrifice. So when you're going to the altar, you're both saying, I'm sacrifice. We're doing a sacrifice here. But I feel like people just think like, oh, we're walking to the chapel, going to the altar.
Oh, but it's so pretty.
So pretty. You're actually literally just saying, in front of the whole congregation, before your whole friends and family, I'm sacrificing my life for this person and they're sacrificing their life for me. Full stop. And keep going.
Keep going,
And like what I'm saying about sacrifice, right? I've said it time and time again that I'm in a stage of my life now and I have myself like, you know what you said about like dream about wedding, guys. I've never dreamt about wedding. I dream about making my first milli. I'm not even
sorry. Because I feel the exact same. When my dreams actually like, of course, there's many dreams I have, so maybe I have one. Because I have my side dreams. My actual main dream is me in my beautiful like 6-bedroom house in my dressing room by myself. There's no one else there.
Like,
myself and I.
So it's like this is the thing that drives me. Like my mom literally said, she's like, oh, I dream of you finding a man.
This is me, my mom.
Just a girl buying like a big body Benz or something. Like I don't know. Like, I just feel like we should dream bigger. Do you know what I mean? Obviously,
oh god.
Like joke. Because you literally had a phone call about this today. Like joke. I'm not joking. Like the thing that I envision for myself, and it's a thing of. I would have to sacrifice a lot, and I know that for myself because of the area like where my career is, the sector I've chosen for myself. I'd have to sacrifice so much, right, in the next like 5 years if I decide to go like the marriage route and stuff like that. Like even there's a woman who works in my company. She's on the older side of like having a kid and stuff, but she did it. She literally said, I couldn't have done it any other time because I would not be where I was now.
Yeah, you have
I
to
said,
decide.
sis, heard. I feel like what you guys said about sacrifice is so real.
Pause, because you just made a key point. Because as a woman, you
No,
have to
that's what I was gonna say.
decide
You have to make
which
decisions.
one you want
So
to
this
do.
whole sacrifice thing is like, I don't want to make that sacrifice now. And I'm so open about that. I it's selfish. I don't care. Like, I don't want to make
No,
sacrifice
but
now.
it's
I
not
just feel
selfish.
like
Why is she
it's your only
24? Like,
life.
I don't, thank you.
It is
It's my
selfish
only
because
life.
it's for
But
me.
it's not because for me. That, like,
Like, you said 24. First I flinched, but I
No,
remember.
you are.
So like, it's the definition of selfish. But like a lot of decisions we make in life are selfish anyway. Like obviously you're not gonna start discussing having kids, build a family, but you're acting in a way that is making you happy. It's selfish. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. But like this idea that people forget about the sacrifice aspect. Like a lot like men don't understand that sacrifice aspect. So no, I'm not gonna meet somebody. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I got a job offer in like Silicon Valley. I'm going because it's paying me well and it's a massive like step up. Oh, but we're gonna have kids and we're gonna raise the kids in America. Stay. I'm going. I'm not sacrificing that. Do you know what I mean? I don't see myself doing that right now. And I know people say, "Oh, what if you meet the right person?"
No,
but
I was gonna say, but I also feel like for men, the expectation is if you get that job in Silicon Valley, you're coming with me.
Yeah,
I'm going. If you don't want to join me,
don't come.
I'm so sorry. Like, but if a woman was like to be,
so I do hear that. Like, there has to be conversation. All I'm saying is right now.
No, but I'm saying for like,
no.
if a woman was to be like, oh, I'm going, and if you're not coming with me, then that's the end. That's what men are doing on my days. But how can you ban like the family, the this and stuff? But if a man was to say, I'm going there, if you're not coming with me, blah blah, like it's automatically assumed the woman be like, oh my days, yes, I'll come with you. But if a woman is to be like, but my life is actually here, like I don't want to move, then it seems like such a deeper conversation, and it's just like the expectancy for you to pack up your like women are automatically seen as the main sacrifice, and they are the sacrificial lamb in a relationship, whereas men don't have to step up to that plate as much.
Because in the context of the church, as well. I don't know if everyone else is just like this, but typically, if a man and woman go to different churches and they meet, the woman moves churches, by the way, guys, typically, right? So let's take this example, like the pastor, he's met his wife. She likely was serving in her own church, and like unless he dated someone in the congregation, which is but likely she came from her own church, she was raised in her own church, whatever. She's moved churches, and like it's so crazy because I'm going through this like very interesting journey of religion and stuff, but like your church is an extension of family. So like she left her family to come and embrace yours, and this is how you're treating her. Are you flipping joking, guys? Like, come on, like you actually have to she has sacrificed, like following through the rest of her religious journey with her family. She's come and joined your family, and this is how you're treating her. And not only that, you're telling your family, I treat her like this.
He's mad. He's a madman.
Because
that man is a madman.
So what did that sacrifice? How did that
But
sacrifice?
the thing depends. It's happening.
But anyway, I don't think if you like repent.
For me, it's like
when
you're saying you're sorry, like it's not just saying I'm sorry. Like there needs to be like some sort of like.
But what's he gonna do now? Are they still together?
They're still together.
Happily
They're still together.
She's talking about some like she was graced because of the grace of God. Like not everybody.
They're obviously still together, and I feel like she's
because you're gonna teach your children just an absolute
teach her children are old. It's done. It's been taught, but not even just
his granddaddy was a
because his granddaddy was a womanizer. His father was a womanizer, and he was a womanizer,
and he had to stop. So
his child wasn't gonna be one. But like,
I don't want to say that you should. Oh God, no.
Sorry, I was gonna say I think that as you know as we're talking about the grey area, I think my advice to a lot of young women and young girls is that you actually have to build up your own self.
100%.
If you have a strong sense of self-worth, this stuff will not happen to you, in the sense that if you love yourself so much, you will not allow anybody to play you this way. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And the same thing, that's what I'm saying about being a wife and being married is a good thing as long as you have your own sense of self and your own things. When you look at families, a lot of the times you'll see that the dad, his whole face is rosy, is glowing. The woman looks like she's been hit by 5 buses.
no, because
the children are running. She looks rough. But before, if you look at her old pictures, you see she was in bikini. She was looking sexy. But every time, why is she looking so rough? Do you know what I mean? I think you should value yourself and put yourself
100%.
You can
No,
have
'cause
you can
it won't- it
love your
won't be.
family and still love yourself.
And I think if you have a good partner, that will happen. Like
Automatically.
not my parents have the perfect relationship, but I see like my dad is someone that he actually sacrifices for other people because that generally how he is he will sacrifice. And for my mum, like the stuff that happened last year and stuff, the men actually leave their wives when stuff like that happen. Like they actually just pack their bags and go.
Like, commonly known.
Very commonly.
known.
And it's the fact that there was not a moment in his mind that I would ever do that, but it was the level of just like stepping up even further. And it's like it made me deep. I can't believe actually someone would marry someone and actually leave them because of that like a health scare situation. I'm like, what is the point of marriage? What is the point of a covenant? What is the point of doing this? If true death do us part, you said goodbye, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's like when you have a good person, and I guess it links actually back to the whole thing that I was talking about when I was mentioning how I could tell like my dad has been raised by good people. It's because when it comes to situations like this where you're serious about something or you're serious about a person, the sacrifice that you put in for that person is not one-sided. It's not my wife has to do all of this and then I'm just gonna sit back. It's no, I'm gonna work hard. Like this is my family. Like I love this person. I'm gonna make sure they pour into them. That's I haven't seen my mum. My mum doesn't look like she got hit by a truck. She looks better than ever because she had the support
That
of
she
her
needed,
husband that she needed.
Shouts to our parents.
Because shouts out to your parents. That's how it should be. I'm pouring into you. You pour into me. When I'm low and you're high, you're pouring into me. When I'm high and you're low, you're pouring into them. We don't need this. Or I will give myself. Oh, I look so horrendous.
Hey,
I
God.
sacrificed my whole life. What sort of relationship? What is that?
She was ironing the shirt
for him
his
to go and
date.
cheat.
Guys, by the way, that's what boyfriend air is, by the way. Some of you look like your relationship.
Yes.
because he's
Guys,
sucking
it's
the
true.
life
When I
out
was
to
in my
you.
old relationship,
No.
it was true.
God, no, same. Because actually, I can't.
My skin was horrible. I looked horrible. I looked
We'll
crazy.
talk about it next week.
No, because let's.
Next week, yeah,
because next week I'll explain to you what happened. This
It was
one is,
bad. My
but it was
sister
bad.
said to me like, "Girl, you was allergic to him."
No, because
it was bad.
You should be
But
looking
now
sexier
that
than
I'm
ever.
out,
No.
like I've put on weight. A little bit of cars are coming
You know
out.
what I mean?
Like, guys, do not let someone
Drain.
deprive you and draw you like
course.
Another thing I have to say as well is like this whole suffering relationship thing. Yeah, you can say, "Oh, I've been with him. Sorry, literally, I was in here. I've been with him 10 years. I can't leave him now.
You can.
Wait 5 more years. You would have been with him for 15.
You can
leave now.
go.
Run away.
Leave
But it doesn't-
today.
Leave that man today. Leave that
now.
man. Leave that man today.
No, because
It's literally
Clark it.
No,
Because Clark
literally,
it.
I was saying this to like one of my friends. Yeah. Her man said, "Oh, we've been together for 2 years. How you going for 2 years? Flip it crazy.
2
What?
years is
2
nothing.
years. Guys, that's not even
What is
3
2
man.
years?
If you want children, your biological clock is ticking, by the way.
Ticking. Like, go and find somebody that will like love you down
Do you know
like
what I
2
mean?
years. And if, like I said, wait another 5, it's 7. Do you want to look back and be like, I could have left
2
5 years
years.
ago?
I couldn't be that
Run,
hard.
guys, run and run far and
Literally.
run fast.
Guys,
There's no
you're
reason to be
young.
suffering. Young,
Literally.
young, lit and effing sexy.
Guys,
Work
I
to
learned
see China.
something today in
Crazy
church,
what?
yeah, and my mentor was like to
In
me,
church today?
yeah, I
One of
did.
you.
My mentor was like to me, like, this is the time in your life where like if you risk it all and you lose, you can go back to your
You reset. You
wake up and you eat rice like, he was like, if I risk it all, I have my family, I have my children. If I lose my house, I'm going back to my mom's house.
Yeah.
If I lose everything,
I'm going back home.
I'm going to crawl into my bed.
Literally, I'm going
I'm
back.
going to log on to Slack tomorrow.
You know
It's
what
what
I'm
it is. Do you know what I mean? If I lose the job, I'll go to a local
You know what
shopping
I'm
centre. Like, what's
know what I
really
mean?
going to change?
so if you're with someone that is not for you, the worst that's gonna happen is you go back to your house and you sleep. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is that what I said? Yeah, you can't let your fear of singleness outweigh your love for yourself. And that's what happens. I think that's what happens in the church specifically. Is like, and I've seen it when certain women get married, their attitude towards you changes. It's like a hierarchy thing. So yes, round up like, but don't let that be the reason why you're now rushing to get married because you want to join this exclusive club. The club's not that exclusive, babe. Ask anyone. The club's not. If listen, as a woman, if you want to get married, you get married tomorrow.
By the
Judge-
way.
Because-
by the way, being single is hard, and so is being
Being
married.
Choose your heart. Choose your heart. That you know what? We're
That's
gonna
a good
end
note
it.
to end
That's
on.
how we're gonna
Choose
end
your
it.
heart.
Choose your heart, guys.
heart.
Choose your heart and live your best life.
And be happy.
And be happy. But yeah, how do you guys find the the topics.
Juicy.
Okay.
Well done, Shayna.
I'm glad you guys liked it.
We'll be back to discuss this.
No, because we're gonna have to come back to this.
Maybe we'll talk about the real shit.
But this was the
next
real.
Week is, next week
This is it's gonna be an interesting one. It's our 1 year anniversary. We've been in the Grey Area for 1 year, so next week we're gonna bring a serious episode for you guys. So please, you're gonna want to tune in.
Literally.
For real.
Juice.
No, because
T.
But yeah, that's been this Grey Area episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, comment down below what you think about the whole dating thing with the her husband and the grace of God. What you think about that? Any elder siblings, any younger siblings actually, or middle siblings, how do you also feel about the dynamic? Do you feel like it's changed the relationships between your siblings? Like, how do you find that dynamics with your parents? All of everything that we discussed, like, we want to hear your opinions on it as well. And you can find us at TGA Pod everywhere, lowercase TGAPOD, TGA Pod. Subscribe, like, comment, all of the above. We really appreciate the love that we've been getting recently. It means a lot. Like, speaking for myself, but speaking for everyone, it means a lot. And we'll just keep grinding. We're grafting. We're putting out content for you guys. The trains weren't running, and we made it here.
It's
so
the marathon today, guys.
Do you know what I mean? So shout out to you guys. Whoever ran, shout out. Congratulations. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. It's been your girl Shay.
It's Ashy.
It's been your favourite fly babe, Mayowa.
And last but not least, it's Opep.
Bye.
Well done, guys.
Okay.